get y'all set up on the tripod real quick. How's everybody? So we got 2 people watching. 2 people watching. There we go. Tighten this thing down a little bit. I gotta get a better tripod one of these days. This thing is trash. I hate this tripod. All right, there we go. Oh, we got one person watching, one person watching. Who else is gonna come on? Got 2 people. I'm doing all right, Mom Taz. How you doing? Hey, Jason. Oh, we got 4 people now. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh. Waiting on everybody to come on. Get some people on here. What's up, Jersey Josh? Just sitting here chilling on the back of the tailgate. Figured we'd shoot the breeze, talk about some chainsaws, maybe bring some chainsaws out, maybe fire one up. Hey, hey. Thanks, Jason. I've had this shirt a while. I don't wear it a whole lot anymore. 6 people. Hope everybody's day is going well. It's kind of gloomy out here. I was kind of hoping for a little bit of sunshine today, but it just ain't happening. I guess we'll take it though, because it's been raining. Rain off and on all day yesterday, so we'll take a semi-warm and dry day. It's not really dry, the ground's soaked, but it's not raining, so that's what I mean. 8 people, 8 people. Who we got watching here? Yeah, Jason, unfortunately, we probably do. Beautiful as it does here in Bama. Well, that's good, buddy. I figure y'all's weather's pretty similar. I think we get a lot of similar weather. I got a buddy in South Carolina. It's pretty similar. You got snow, don't you, Mama Taz? I saw Kenny's videos. Saw y'all had a good bit of snow. Hello, Robert from Canada. New York, Canada border. Canadian border. Hello, hello, welcome. I know it's been a long while since we did a live feed last. I think YouTube told me it was a year since I've done a live feed. I'd like to try to start making this a more frequent thing, start making more videos. Just came in from cutting and splitting stringy hard ash. Oh, that's fun. Fun, fun, fun. Ain't nothing better than running a power saw though. Getting out in the woods. of it too, Jason. Ready to get back to work myself. Start doing something again. Ten people watching and 5 likes. Well, not too shabby for live feed, first live feed in a year. Snow here, been cold, but weather, good weather for firewood. Yeah, the cold does make good weather for firewood. That's my favorite time to cut. Otherwise, it's miserable. Every time it snows, we don't get a whole lot of snow here, but when it does, I do start itching to get out and run some saws. And all right, I don't blame you. A cup of coffee sounds pretty good right now. It's not coffee in my cup if y'all are wondering, it's water. I like that cup because it keeps it cold. But yeah, every time it snows, I get itching to get out and do something. Last several years it snowed, I've kind of been trapped because I didn't have no way to get out and do nothing. Didn't have no four-wheel drive vehicle, and now I do. I got a four-wheel drive truck, so I'm thankful for that. If it snows this year, we'll be more prepared, be able to get out and do something. $12 people and 6 likes. Heck yeah, we're getting there. Y'all want to see some power saws? Finally got some people on here now. I figure y'all might want to see some stuff. Maybe we can fire something up. I think I got a few in there that hadn't been started in a while. Yes, sir. That's the truth. Gotta make a living. Gotta make a living. Be right back, y'all. I'm gonna go grab something. I think y'all are gonna like it. Talk amongst yourselves. Alright. Get y'all where y'all can see. What do you think about that? She's dirty from where we last had it out and made a video with it. She hadn't been started since that video. I'm gonna dump this gas out. I got some 32 to 1 I'm gonna put in it. This was just kind of a mixture I made up because I didn't have any 32 to 1 to put in the saw, and I didn't want to run 40 in it. I made a gallon just for this saw. most of you haven't seen one of these before unless you've watched my video. I don't know of another one of these in the United States. There may be some, but I haven't seen anybody who has one. I had this one brought in from Canada. This was the very first Husqvarna chainsaw ever made. Very first Husqvarna. It's a piece of history. A little slow to comment today, are we? Let's see if we can maybe get this thing fired off. Oh, it's been a little while. See if she'll come to life for us. First model of Husky, Robert. First model of Husky. Hey, Zach. Yes, is the one we talked about, Jason. Let's see if it'll fire up for us. Might take a minute. Oh, it's heavy. Trust me. There it is. I think she still wants more choke. She may not. I had an issue with the spark plug wire not too long ago. That was when I was having issues in the video with it. It may not come to life for us. Let's see, I was checking plug wire real quick. Lock the throttle back so we get Figured I'd let it run for a minute. That's the first time it's been out in a while. Gave us a little bit of a fight to crank, but it's a little cool out today. Ain't too bad, but it's cooler than it has been when I had this saw out. It's been warmer. Yeah. Old saws can be a little finicky. I think this saw sat for quite some time when I first got it. Oh, what do y'all think? Y'all like that? I like that saw. Something interesting about this thing. This thing runs 7/16 chain. Never had a saw that runs 7/16 chain. It's very odd. Chains are hard to find too. So I was glad that this one came with the bar. I think this is the original bar. Still got some resemblance of Husqvarna. You can barely see right in here. Y'all can't see it, but y'all just have to take my word for it. It says Husqvarna. Husqvarna MS90F. First model Husqvarna created, and apparently there were several different variants of this one. They were distinguished by a letter. I think F was actually one of the later 90s made. From what I understand, I think there was like A, B, and a few other ones. It's been a while since I read the literature, but if you dig hard enough on Google, you can find it. There's not a whole lot of info on them. There's a few threads and stuff of a few people that have them, but I think most of the people that have them are overseas, Sweden, and some maybe in Canada. I'm not sure exactly where all these were sold at, but I don't know of any that were sold in the United States. There could be. There's not, like I say, there's not much info, so if anybody knows anything else or finds anything else, I'd be grateful to know. Welfare, I just flew over in my plane. Yeah. I hear you, buddy. If you had a plane, you should have flew down and picked me up. We got a little small airport close to me. It's not for commercial airplanes, big jets or anything like that. It's for just private, small airplanes. We've actually got two pretty close to us. There's one close to me and there's one close to Bellhopper. Little private airports. So there's always planes taking off and flying. And then we're not too far from Charlotte. Charlotte, the big airport, and the closer you get to it, the more big jets you start to see taking off and landing. Doing pretty well, Muffler. Hope you are. Glad to see you. It's been a while. Just thought we'd pop on here and shoot the breeze for a little while. My cup will quit falling down. We've got a flat spot on the tailgate. Just trying to think of what other saws we could bring out. Y'all want to see something else? Ain't nobody getting too excited. If y'all don't want to see it, I won't bring it out. That's fine. Just saves me the trouble of having to go get it. Fire the mean 346 up, he says. I ain't got no mean 346. I don't know what you're talking about, Muffler. I don't know what you're talking about. I got a couple 346s. I'll go get the 346 if you want me to, Muffler. Anybody else want to see the 346? Nobody's commenting. I'm waiting. Y'all ain't gonna keep me waiting all day, are you? It's rude. Don't keep the man waiting. What's wrong with y'all? Keep it off camera. Here it's a 490. Hey, I didn't say that, Muffler. She may have seen a 49 pin. She got ran at Saltfest. I'll let Brennan take it with him. Jason, you gonna make me pull out that big saw? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab something. You talking about this 346? Is this the 346 you're talking about? Make sure it's got some gas in it. How about we do that first? That way we don't make ourselves look bad if it don't. It's a good thing we checked because it ain't hardly got any in it. Let me go grab the other cam. That's 32 to 1. All right, now, Screwdriver, good to see you, buddy. We're just about to fire saw up. You're just in time. Just putting a little gas in this 346 here. Zachary. Mine old machine got a new edition. Yeah, it's the new edition. All of my 346s are new editions. The old editions are kind of hard to come across. Just kidding, that's not the one y'all wanted to see. That's just a stock 346. It's just an old stock 346. You got an old edition, Robert? That's cool, buddy. Those are awesome saws. Any 346 is a good one. They're just a little harder to come by than the newer editions. Even the new editions are kind of hard to come by these days because everybody that's got a 346 knows they're a great saw and don't want to let them go. If somebody does want to let one go, typically they're quite pricey. Yeah, I do like these little boogers. Screwdriver. I really do. I got quite the collection of smaller 50cc or smaller saws. We got some 40cc and some 50cc saw. Indiana Doug! Haha! Good to see you, buddy. We're just about to fire up the beast. This is the one y'all came for. I know it looks exactly the same, it's because it kind of is, except for a few minor little things. Just got an old 359, had years, got it going and like it. 359's a good saw, buddy. I've had a few. Great saws. Let's make sure this one's got gas in it, shall we? This one's got gas in it, because this one gets ran a little more frequent than that one does. As you can see, the muffler's a little bit different on this one than the other one. It's got a couple extra holes. I had a 357 too, Robert. They're great. You could snatch the cylinder off of that 359 and put you a 357 cylinder on it and have you one of those if you don't want to spend big bucks, because those are quite expensive too. How about we fire it up, Doug? What do you think? Ooh, there it is. The primer's just for show on this one. Everybody wants that one. That one puts a smile on my face when I run it. Hey, Drew, hey, goat. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Really like a 254. That can be built. Yeah, 254 can be built, Doug. So can a 262. Also a good saw. Thank you, woodcutter. Not bad, but it just got in from work. That's good. That's good. I was going to wait till 5 to pop on here, but I figured we'd pop on a little early and chit chat for a while, see if anybody came on. I figured there'd be a lot of people that wouldn't be home till after 5, so we're here. We're still here. Just cleaning up the stove. Got to go build a fire. Getting cold. I'll be back. All right, Robert. Sounds good, buddy. Go warm it up in there. Anybody been working on anything? What y'all got on y'all's benches right now, if you got anything? Dirt Road, good to see you, buddy. How you doing? It's been a while. Not bad. Playing in the mud. Any other projects? Yeah, buddy, I got all kinds of projects going right now. I just finished up 2 saws for a customer. I just called him and let him know his saws were done right before this live feed. I got to take them back to him tomorrow. There was a steel MS210 and a steel 020 AV. They'd been sitting for a long time. It was his dad's saw, and we got it going for him, so I think he's going to be pretty happy when he sees it. Doing fine. Just got a fire outside the fire pit. That's good, Dirt Road. That's good, buddy. Fire sounds pretty good. I had one going last week, trying to burn leaves and some wood I cut around here. Yeah, buddy, doing pretty well. I also got, as far as projects go, I just started the tear down on 365, 372 chassis. So hopefully we're gonna have 3 of those available pretty soon. Good to see you. Welcome. Haven't done many Husqvarna, but I got a nice 266 stocker to go through for a friend. 266 is a great saw. That's one of the best Husqvarnas there ever was. That's actually one on my list I'd like to find. I've had quite a few 266s, but I'm trying to find a nicer one to put into the collection and keep. Put down that 025 last night. That's good, buddy. 025 makes a pretty good saw when they run. They don't usually give a whole lot of trouble. Yeah, hopefully we're gonna have 3 365 and 372s. I don't know which one they're gonna be. The 365 bottom ends. One of them's a 372 bottom end. They can be made to go either way, so it'll just depend on what cylinders they end up with. Uh-oh, do I smell a Husky conversion in the future? Huskies make great saws. Most of my collection's Husqvarna. I got a few steels. I got some of the more iconic ones. I'm not biased to either one. I like both brands. I like a lot of the brands. I like every manufacturer made some saws that I like. I guess when it comes to cutting though, professionally, I have done more cutting with a Husqvarna than I have a Steel, but I've used both in the field and both do well. Every brand makes good and bad, and every brand has made good and bad and learned from their mistakes. They know what sells and what don't sell. Just like automotive manufacturers or anything else. I like professional grade stalls. Yeah, I'm with you there, Dirt Road. I don't typically mess with too many homeowner saws myself unless they just fall in my lap, or if I'm working on one for somebody. I, all of my collection's pro saws, or what I classify as a pro saw. If it's got a magnesium case, it's a pro saw. To me, anyway. Even if it was advertised as like a farm ranch deal, because some mag case saws were advertised as farm ranch, but they're still a pro saw. They were just, a lot of times the farm ranch ones were slightly detuned from the pro saws. Is really the only difference. They didn't have quite as much compression, and cylinders are a little bit different on some of them. Can't, if they can make power, it's fun in my brain. I like martial Yeah, we all like the power. I do, especially. I like power. I like small saws. I have a I have a thing for them, but something about me is, honestly, I usually just play with small saws. Thoughts on the Echo CS490? It has a mag case, rim sprocket, Walbro carb. Home Depot has them for about 400 bucks. Dirt Road, I've seen real good things about those 490s and the five. What is it? 502 or whatever it is. Both of those I've seen good results with. They seem to be pretty good saws. Echo makes a great saw, Dirt Road. They really do. They're reliable. That's one thing about them. Yeah, the 501P, that's the one. That's the one I was trying to think of. Both of those are great saws. A lot of guys are porting those things and making pretty gnarly saws out of them. But even stock, I mean, they cut good. They're reliable. They probably won't give no trouble. That's why Echo gives one of the biggest warranties there are. You can't beat Echo's warranty with stuff. It's unmatched. They know their stuff's not going to give trouble. Yeah, they might not make quite the power that a Steel or a Husky might make in stock form, but the price point and the reliability and the warranty reflects Echo. If you just want a good saw that's always going to start easy and run every time, Echo's the way to go. I tell a lot of people that, especially I have a lot of older people. Yeah, 2-year commercial, and I think it's a 7-year consumer warranty, I think. I think everybody else is only like 6 months to a year commercial warranty. So the fact that they're offering a 2-year warranty on a commercial piece of equipment is awesome. I've had a few Echoes. I haven't had a whole lot, but I've had a few, and yeah, they do. Screwdriver, exception of the Echo 9010, which I love. All my Echo products usually are made in Japan. Yeah, Dirt Road, the old Echoes, the ones that were made in Japan, were by far the best. Their weed eaters and blowers, and even their older chainsaws were awesome saws. They literally run forever. They do. They didn't. They had some of the older stuff had a little issues. Some of the saws had little oiler issues and stuff like that. But typically they didn't give a whole lot of trouble. The 9010 is a beast though, dirt road. I haven't had the chance to run the 9010 myself, but I did have an 8010 that I bought brand new. And I ran it for a while, and I absolutely loved it. Loved that blower. I was coming from steel DR 600s, and I had a 700 also. Great blowers, never really gave me any trouble. They're really comfortable in your back, especially when you run them for 2 hours straight, like I used to. But when I got that 8010, thank you, Dirt Road. Appreciate that, buddy. It was cold that day. Yeah, that was a great blower. The difference between a 359 and a 2159. There was a few minor differences, as well as any Husky versus John's or Ed. The engine is the same, but a lot of the covers and handles are different. So, like some of that stuff's a little compatible, but some of it isn't. Like the engine, like I said, is the same, but covers were different. John's Red and Husky had a different feel, ergonomically, like handle position. Like, for instance, like Husky puts their handles raked forward just a little bit, and John's Red tend to have their handles just straight across. Some people like that better. Some people like the feel of it better. And a lot of the Huskies run like a bubble top, higher top. The John's Reds tend to have a little bit lower top. And they were red versus orange. Both great saws, can't go wrong with either one. It just comes down to which one feels better to you. If you like John's Reds, go with the John's Red. If you like Huskies, go with the Husky. Never ran a 500i dirt road. They run pretty good. They run real good. I don't think, my personal opinion, they're a little too expensive, but I can see where guys would really, really love them, because we had one when I was cutting trees, and I liked it because it was honestly nice. I love a 395, but if you don't need to lug around all that weight, you know, that 500i is kind of nice. That 500i is kind of nice because it's light. To me, that's the best thing about the 500i. It's really, for an 80cc saw, you can't tell that you're carrying an 80cc saw, especially when you got a lightweight bar on. Ours had a 32 steel ES lightweight bar on it, so it was like the perfect combination, and it pulled a 32 good. I liked it for that, but I still prefer 394, 395. 395 is legendary, so is the 394. Both excellent saws. It's by far one of my all-time favorite saws, especially in the 90cc class. Back in its time, there really, other than the 066, there wasn't much else that was close. The 066s ran good. People argue one way or the other which is better, which is faster, but they're both excellent saws, and you can't go wrong with either one. It comes down to personal preference, in my opinion. Because to be completely honest, I have both. I own both. I have a 394 and a 066 flat top. Love both of them. Other than tuning carburetors, I haven't had to do anything to either one of them. I have 066 are limited adjustment screws on the new saws tuned to be more lean or rich. They're tuned to be more rich, dirt road, or lean, I should say. I don't know why I said rich, I meant lean. They're tuned to be more lean to meet EPA standards. They put those on there so that you can't richen them up. They can't sell them if they don't meet EPA standards, so they have to do that stuff. Domar 7910 that will run with a 500. Yeah, Domar 7910 is a good saw. That don't surprise me that it will. A good sharp chain, especially the Domars. A lot of times the Domars run good. They just need a good muffler mod. That's what hurts them the most. Is their muffler design kind of stinks because they have a cat muffler. Yeah, it's all got to do with EPA. That's why the manufacturers are doing what they're doing. Exactly, less fuel, more air. That's why they started coming out with strato charging. It was a way for them to make saws run, still have performance, while meeting the EPA standards. I'll tell the EPA I love smoking. We all do, Dirt Road. I love it too. I usually rip the limiter caps off of everything that has it. That's one of the first things I do. If I get a saw and it has limiter caps, they come off. Don't get me started. Yeah, I know. There's a whole big spiel of things we could talk about. Whole big old spiel. Yeah. Each manufacturer had its own way of dealing with the EPA. Echo's impressed me the most with their EPA standards. Echo's done really well, and I'll give you some examples of why Echo's done so well in my opinion. For one reason, Husqvarna and Steel have both went computerized on their pro saws, and are starting to do it on their farm ranch deals. That's how they're meeting their EPA standards. And while that's an interesting idea, it makes saws more disposable. Yeah. Well, if they have springs on them, if the springs are still on the carburetor, they shouldn't walk out on your dirt road unless your carburetor's just wore out, so the springs are gone, like I said. Adjustment shouldn't move. I never have an issue with screws moving on me after I take the limiters off. But yeah, and that's the thing. These computer saws, you know, they're great for the professional who's going to run it for a year or two and replace it with a brand new one, you know, because by then it's going to have a lot of time on it usually, and it doesn't matter if it starts giving issues. They're going to replace it. They like to replace them before they typically start giving issues. Typically, by the time the warranty's out, a lot of these big companies replace stuff. It usually... Exactly. Exactly, screwdriver. They become disposable. Exactly. I agree with you, Dirt Road. I'm just speaking from what I've learned and read, and I've understood from working on saws from old to brand new. I've ran old and brand new, and I like to study them over and learn how they work and take the information and give it to the people that may not understand, and maybe they want to learn. Maybe they want to know how it works. That's what I like to do. I've always been kind of the saw encyclopedia. I know a little bit about a broad variety of things. I won't say I know it all because I don't. Echo's done really... Yeah. I don't blame you. I only have one, and I got a good deal on it. But I have other saws to rely on if it blows up, so I'm not worried about it. I have a 462 and it's a really good running saw. It surprises me. I really like that saw a lot. But other than that, everything I have has a tunable carb. I like to keep it that way. I like something I can work on. I don't want to have to rely on computer software to work on this stuff. I already have to rely on that enough to work on vehicles. Certainly don't want to start doing it on saws. But Echo's done really well though, from what I was saying earlier. And like I said, I don't really have any Echo stuff, and I'm not promoting Echo in any way really. I'm just talking from what I've learned about Echo. They've done really well with keeping their saws and equipment a true two-stroke. They don't have no computer system. The carburetors are still tunable. I have a new Echo CS800P, 2 unbox 372s, 2 unbox 390s, 1 unbox 395. Saws I use still MS 461, 395, 2511. All those are great saws, Dirt Road. That's awesome that you got some stockpiled back. That's a good idea, buddy. You'll have non-computer saws forever, for the rest of your life, and that's awesome. Yeah, that's what I was getting to, Screwdriver. I was going to get to that, exactly what you just said. That's what I was working towards, slowly but surely. They've choked their mufflers down, and they have choked their intakes down and stuff like that. But I will say they have a good air filter. You haven't not really heard of any air filter issues on many Echoes. They typically have a good air filter system. Both Husky and Stihl have struggled with their air filters. They're good saws. CS5. I mean, if you're just looking to get into Echoes and you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money, but you want to get a decent size saw, a CS590 is a great saw. You can find a lot of them on Marketplace, still in the box, cheap, like $300, brand new in the box. Bring it home, put gas in it. $350. I see them all the time. Sometimes you can find them cheaper than that. Or you can go to Home Depot or an Echo dealer and buy a brand new one from them with a warranty. Totally up to you. Great saws. If you had a little more money to spend and you wanted to step it up, then the 620 is a good saw. Or the 7310. I've seen good things about those. A lot of people love those things. I've not had my hands on one yet, but I've got a buddy that works at a pawn shop and he has one there that's in pawn, and I'm hoping that it comes out of pawn so I can buy it. I'd like to get my hands on one. I've not got to play with one yet, so kind of thought about getting one and tearing it apart and doing a little port work on it, seeing how we can make it run. Eventually I'm gonna. Sounds good, Jason. But eventually I'm gonna get a 620 also, because I got a friend of mine that wants one of those. So I'm gonna buy a brand new one of those and port it for him, so we'll get to play with that eventually whenever we get time to do it. I don't have as much time as a lot of people do. That's why I don't come on YouTube a whole lot, but I'm trying to make an effort to start making videos more often. I'm gonna try to at least put 1 hour a week if I can. It'd be cool if I can get some stuff filmed and have some footage stockpiled so I can just sit back and edit videos when I have time, put a video out, keep content rolling. Maybe try to do more live feeds. I don't know if I can do them consistently every like on a certain day, like Bellhopper does every Saturday or something like that. And I try not to do it on days where I'm interrupting other people's live feeds. There's so many things. Oh yeah. So many things I want to do and never have enough time. That's my biggest problem. I have tons and tons of ideas for videos and things I want to do. Just being able to execute them. That was an airplane in the background. It was like right there. It was going over the trees. How's Jeff doing? I haven't seen him in a while. He's doing good, Dirt Road. I'm trying to get him to come up here, but he's been busy. Him and his wife had a baby, so he's got a little 4-month-old little girl. That keeps him busy. And he lives in South Carolina, so he's about 50 minutes away, something like that, maybe an hour. It really just depends on the traffic, how many stoplights you get caught through, or called out, I should say. I'll do it, Dirt Road. I'll tell him. Trying to get him to come up. I was trying to talk him into coming up today because I was on the phone with him yesterday when I was at Bellhoppers, and I tried to get him to come up and run power saws with us today. I wish you did too, Dirt Road. I'd like to meet you, buddy. I'd like to run power saws with you. It's great weather there. Next 4 or 5 days we get the snow on and off. I can't remember, Dirt Road. Where are you? Forgive me. It's hard to remember where everybody's at. It's pretty mild right here, Woodcutter. We had on and off rain all day yesterday. We're kind of getting into a rainy, messy season. It tends to rain once or twice a week a lot of times, so the ground's been wet and it hasn't really dried out much. So if you try to pull anything off in the grass, you tend to get stuck unless you have 4-wheel drive. Oh, Chicago. Well, maybe one day. We've been up north some. We've been to Michigan and Ohio, and they're fixing to plan that trip to Washington State, so you never know. City rehab is my beloved property. Yeah, I get that, Dirt Road. My mom is from Wisconsin, Dirt Road. She oh yeah, it's been so long ago, I honestly forgot about that, Dirt Road. I forget all about Buckenstock because it was 2019. It's been a while. A lot's happened since then. A lot's changed. But my mom is from Kenosha, Wisconsin. She's told me about it. I don't have no desire to live there, but I've kind of always wanted to go and visit, see what it's like. I know they're known for their beer and cheese, both of which I like. Oh yeah. Still got 10 people on here. That's pretty good. We've kept 10 people pretty consistent. Beer brats. Yeah, buddy. I'm the same way. I like some brats too. I got a big Oklahoma Joe smoker up there on the porch, and I love firing that thing up, making anything. I love cooking on that thing, sipping on a cold one. Yeah, you right there, Dirt Road. It's hard to beat. I got some in the fridge right now. Might have me one after a while. Sounds pretty good. Ooh, we got 12 people on here now. Who else we got on here? Dirt Road's the only one talking. There went Dirty Max. Oh, I do too, Dirt Road. I just hope it gets better. Hope things get better for us. That's all I hope. What do I do for work? I think I will. Yeah, I'm hoping and praying. Dirt Road. I've got hope, so I think it will too. I think it's just going to take some time. Back to your question, Screwdriver. Right now, well, I'll cut back a little bit and kind of give you a little background, and then I'll get to the current. About 4 or 5 months ago, I left my job from a small tree company, local, cutting trees full time. I did all sorts of groundwork, and I was the primary faller. I did most of the tree falling. I probably cut anywhere from 80 to 90% of the trees on any given day, pretty much. Big and small. Cut them as small as saplings, cut them as big as 10-foot white oaks, water oaks. Ran saws every day. Excavator, skid steer, drove truck, big diesel trucks, bucket truck. Got my CDL permit and started driving the old 86 Peterbilt dump truck some. Started learning how to drive that. Loved it. Realized that I'm still young, and as much as I love cutting trees, as much as I hated to step away from it, it was something that I wasn't going to be able to do forever. And I had to step away from it, unfortunately, and I joined. It's a great thing to have, Dirt Road. It's a great thing to have. I like trucks and tractors and machinery. I've always wanted to run machines and drive trucks too myself. But then I went to school. I went to lineman school at a local college to me, a local community college, and it was about a 3-month long deal. And I graduated from that December 9th, and I've been sitting idled since, waiting until after the first of the year, and I realized it's after the first of the year, trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. While I was in the lineman school, part of the deal was to get your CDLs, so I went to CDL school while I was doing that, and I obtained a Class A CDLs with no restrictions. So I now have that, and I have been putting job applications in, and I actually have an interview with Duke Energy Monday. So I'll have to go past their physical assessment, and then I'm eligible for an interview the following day, Tuesday, if I pass, which I'm hoping and praying that things go well. So all goes well with that, I may end up working for Duke Energy real soon. I may end up being a Duke Energy apprentice lineman. No restrictions. Those are endorsements, Dirt Road. What you're talking about are called endorsements. No restrictions means that, like, I'm not restricted to one certain vehicle. I can drive anything CDL. Anything from a bucket truck or box truck all the way up to a full-blown tractor trailer, 80,000 pounds, up to 80,000 pounds, truck and trailer. So it's pretty nice to have. I have thought about getting my endorsements, my hazmat and my tanker, because some of the jobs I've looked at require it. But I've just put it in my resume that if it was required and needed, then I would get them. But yeah, right now I have a Class A CDL, and I can eligible to drive anything. So that's a good feeling. I was thinking about, I applied with some trucking companies, some big trucking companies, too, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet. Duke was the first to get back with me, so Duke was pretty high on my list, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, CDL truck drivers make a lot of money. I'll keep y'all up to date, Screwdriver. But if y'all wonder, like on Bellhopper's channel, I know a lot of y'all watch Bellhopper's channel and stuff, and I know a lot of you wonder and ask about me. For the past probably 6 months, I've been, or well, longer than that really, for the past year, I've really been working hard to make things happen so that I can go to school and do that, because I'm on my own, you know. So I had to save up enough money so I could afford to quit work and go to school and keep my bills paid while I was out of school, or while I was in school working. So that's why I don't make a lot of YouTube content, and that's why you don't see me at Bellhoppers as much as y'all used to. I know I don't talk about my personal life a whole lot, but I like to tell y'all that stuff. I don't like to keep it a big secret, because I know people wonder about me. It's not that I'm avoiding y'all, I'm very busy. When I say I'm busy, I'm busy. This is not working. It's kind of kept me, it's kind of been nice having a little bit of idle time, being able to relax and do some of the little things I've needed to do and just haven't had time to do. Working on saws and stuff. I appreciate that, Dirt Road. I really do, buddy. Thank you. I try to, because that's the only way to make it through life, is to have a good attitude and work hard. I haven't always been the most fortunate person, but I've never tried to let that bring me down. I've tried to work hard and dig myself out of the hole and make something myself one day. That's what I'm hoping to do. I know I'm a lot younger than a lot of people. Oh, I do. I probably spend more than that on that stuff, Dirt Road. Oh, trust me, I know. I don't like to talk about it a whole lot on here, that kind of stuff. I buy a lot more of that than I should. I just recently picked up a new one. Actually, last week. I didn't need it, but I wanted it. It was calling my name when I walked in the store. And it seems like every time I go to the store, I pick up food for them. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that screwdriver. No, sir, you won't. Especially with things getting, you know, going up and down and getting harder and harder to get. And then they come back a little bit, and then it gets hard to get, and it comes back a little bit. It's definitely something good to have and invest in. I've got quite the little stockpile myself. Every time I go to the store, I build it up more and more, like I said. I'll get on that. Appreciate that woodcutter. Got the CDLs and I have a lineman certification for, I think it's 300 hours. So I have 300 hours towards my lineman career, 300 hours of training. That gets saved in a Target Sports. It's good deals. I'll keep that in mind, Dirt Road. I got a lot of websites. I actually have a page saved on my phone and nothing but websites for that kind of stuff. A lot of times I go to Academy Sports because it's local. I got a few local to me, and they got pretty good deals on food for them. They got pretty good deals on some of the, you know, supplies too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How many power saws is everybody on? Y'all know? Do y'all even have an idea of how many saws you got? I don't. My number goes up and down. All I know, Dirt Road, it's got its fair share of laws, though. We have a lot of messed up ones. I have to categorize mine because I have a category of saws that run and are trustworthy, and saws that don't run or projects or just parts. So I have like 3 or 4 different categories. Yeah, that's true, Dirt Road. I know there's a reason why they're in place. It don't stop them all though, but it does stop a lot of them. Forgot about lineman school. We have forgot about the lineman school. It's all right. I talked more about CDL than lineman, so it was probably easy to forget. That's pretty cool though. I got a friend that's in the lighting division. That was one of my buddies that I went to school. I made while I was in school. He called me about 2 weeks ago and told me that he had got a job in the lighting division with ULCS. My saw collection is too small. Mine's not that big. I used to have a lot more. I've narrowed down my collection quite a bit. I've got rid of a lot of stuff that I didn't really use, and I've gotten stuff that I tend to enjoy more. Honestly, having a big old collection can be a little bit of a headache. It's nice in some ways, but in some regard it's not. Because you got saws that you run more, and you got saws that just sit. And when you go to grab the saws that sit, typically something goes wrong with them. So it's a never-ending battle of, if you actually want to run your saws like I do, you're always tuning and working on things. I sell saws too, Screwdriver. That's why my numbers go up and down all the time. I sell a lot of stuff too. What's up, Kevin Jones? You have 4 top handles and 14 power. I don't have any top handles. I used to, but I got rid of them. All of mine are rear handle. That's what I prefer. Top handles are nice, but they're a little tough on the forearms and wrists when you run them for a long time if you don't really have to. How many solos do I have? I don't have any solos. I'd like to start getting some, but they're hard to come by, and I have a buddy that always scoops up all the solos, so I don't ever have a chance to get them. I have a good buddy of mine that has all the solos. Not all of them, but he has a lot. My collection is mostly steel and husky. There's a couple oddballs. I have two Red Max chainsaws. One of the Red Maxes is actually a husky, and one of them's a real Red Max. Climb trees as well, the Ecosius. Oh, okay. Well, that's good then. I mean, that's what they're for, and you know, if you climb, perfect. I don't climb trees. I thought about it, but I just haven't talked myself into doing it yet. I've been climbing poles, not trees. Yeah, Brennan has a lot. You know who I'm talking about. Brennan does have quite the collection of solos. I've been trying to talk him into giving me one. I want one of his 690. I want a 690. 680, 690, or 603 is what I want. I like the big ones. Brennan's got a variety of different ones. I've got little huskies, mid-sized huskies, and big huskies. Really, to be honest with you, mostly little and big. I usually skip a lot of the mid-sized saws. I like little and big, because you can do most everything with that. Just be careful with kickback. Top handles. Oh, I know. Trust me. Top handles are dangerous. I've had them kick back before on me. Dirt road. I nicked this the very first time I ever cut myself. I nicked this finger right here. Had a 200T in my hand and was being stupid, and I was holding the limb, and I come up and nicked the tip of my finger. Thankfully, I didn't cut my finger completely off. I didn't have my finger on the trigger. Thankfully, I let go, and this chain was just still spinning. So I think just one or two teeth hit my finger. The 603 is rare, even here in Germany. Yeah, they're pretty rare. Brennan has one 603 that I found. I found that saw for him. Very cool. 656 and 647. The 681's a good one. Brennan's got, I think Brennan's got those models. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not quite as familiar with the solos on all the models. Brennan, usually if I have a question about those, I usually ask Brennan. I'm pretty sure Brennan's got most of those. He's starting to get multiples of each model. He's got several project solos right now. He's looking to build a race saw out of one of them, if not two of them. He's trying to keep his nice stuff nice and build the race saw out of the not so nice stuff. I won't say junky, but not so nice. About 22 pro saws, 7 or 8 good runners, and the others to build. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All of mine are pro saws. Like I say, we'll have to go in here in the building. Let's walk over here. I gotta take these two saws back over here to the building too before it gets too late. And we'll count mine and see how many we can count, because I'm not sure, to be honest with you. The number goes up and down, like I said, so I really don't know. Last time I counted, I think I had right around 20 that I could grab and go anytime. I think. Holding the limb as well. The limb was a Y shape.
and I was holding it directly above where I was cutting the lower branch. Needless to say, I told myself 100 times not to do it, but did. Yeah, I knew better too, dirt road, but I did it anyway. I was getting too fast and too careless, and that's what happened. I've cut myself 3 times in my saw career. 3, maybe 4. And I ain't proud of any of them. It's scary and it's not good. Makes you wake up, makes you wonder, makes you humble. Just finished number 28. Wow. That's a lot. That's good. Yeah. Complacent and yeah. Complacent is what'll get you. They say that in the lineman field too. That's why typically linemen that get killed or injured are typically not the guys starting out. It's usually the older guys. It's the guys that have been there a while and gotten complacent, or the guys that are fixing to retire are typically the ones that get hurt. Sorry, y'all, I was putting them saws away. I'm gonna stand right here. Y'all can't really see in here. It's pretty dark. But I'm gonna stand here and count saws, and we'll figure out how many I have that will run or sort of run. Break out my flashlight here. Kevin J, good to see you, buddy. We're just about to count some power saws, see how many I have, because I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold on, I gotta start over. I always get confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yep. Counted 25. There's 25 in here that I think out of 25, I think 24 of them run. There's one in here. Show them so I can show. I hear you, Kevin. I didn't say they were for sale. I gotta keep some for myself. Can't sell them all. Then I won't have nothing. Some of these are just play saws, like the MS-90. It's not practical to go out and actually like work with. It's too rare also. So can't, I mean, as far as like saws I can go out and work with, there's probably, well, most of them. There's a couple I got a couple 242s in here, and I got a 238. The 238 SC needs to be looked over. It's the one that I acquired. It was an eBay find. It's one for the collection that I've been looking for, and it was supposed to be a part saw, and I did have it running. It might crank now, but the last couple times I've messed with it, it won't crank on its own, on just choke. I've had to pour gas down the carburetor to get it started. I think it's a little low on compression. Excuse me. Yeah, that's true. You can only work with one at a time. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Those are good saws. You don't see many Ryobi chainsaws. But yeah, typically, thank you. Typically when I go, like if I go out and do any kind of cutting or get a job or something like that, because I do side jobs occasionally, cutting trees and things like that, anything that I can handle. I don't do anything crazy, but I will take on some jobs. Usually if it don't require Like if it's just a falling job or something like that, or a cleanup job, I can do stuff like that. But if it needs like bucket work and stuff like that, obviously I don't have a bucket and I don't typically get into that, because then you start getting into a lot more liability. But anyway, typically I take anywhere from 2 to 4 with me when I go to cut and do a job. Cut once, no chaps. Slowed down, actually rust across my thigh. Small bleeding cut, stupid. Wear your safety equipment. Yes, sir. I'm glad you're all right, woodcutter. I had a similar situation happen to me. Twice actually. First time, I was cutting a bunch of pine trees for a fella, clearing some property for him, and I was up in a thick little patch of smaller trees. I mean, they were tall. A lot of them were probably 80, anywhere from 80 to 100 foot tall. Some of them were probably 30 to 40, because it was a thick canopy and it was shading out a lot of those trees, and it needed to be thinned out anyway. And he wanted a trail so he could get his tractor and stuff through there and not have to drive across his nice grass, because this man had a pristine yard. It was really, really nice. So I don't blame him for wanting to have a little path through his wood line, and he wanted us to clear it. So Jeff and I cleared him a path. But anyway, had my 272 up there and I had a 24-inch bar on it, and I was clearing trees, and there was vines and stuff, and it was wrapping me up a little bit. And oh yeah, well, if you get fatigued, then you know you got to learn to stop. That's the problem I have too. I start getting fatigued. But I built up a stamina from running them every day, and that helped me out a lot. But even then, I still got tired, especially on the days of doing a lot of cutting and a lot of walking, carrying a saw, because I carried a 372 all day long with a 28-inch bar. But anyway, so I was cutting and doing something, and then I pulled the saw back up, trying to get out of the situation I was in. So the bar was pointing down, and I'm holding the saw like this, and the chain was still spinning, and the chain caught me across my leg on deceleration. The chain was slowing down. I didn't have my finger on the trigger, and it caught my pants. And had my phone in my pocket, and I had a good case on my phone, thankfully, and my phone saved my leg that time. But I did nick my pants. I ruined a pair of pants. Didn't have chaps on. Should have had chaps on. Another time, I was actually at work running a 395, and the boss man had took a load of logs and stuff to haul off, because we cut a pretty big dead tree, and he asked me to cut the stump off lower while he was gone. And the other guy I was working with was in the excavator piling stuff up, and I should have asked him to move the log before the rest of the log away from the stump before I started cutting. And so the log was laying beside the stump, and I had a 36-inch bar on the saw, and it was sticking out the other side, and I was watching my tip. But I had the sun in my face because it was early in the morning. It was not real early. It was probably 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, right when the sun gets nice and bright. And it was right in my face. And I got complacent and wasn't watching the tip of my bar, and it hit that piece of log on the other side, and it kicked I was on my knees, and it kicked the bar all the way around, and it hit me right on the thigh. And that time it got me. I had my finger still on the trigger, but I let off, you know, so the chain was still spinning pretty fast, and it came around and hit me, and it tore my pants, and that one got my leg pretty good. Thankfully, nothing bad happened. I didn't have to have stitches. I was able to just bandage it up, clean it, bandage it up, and I had to walk around with my pants tore the rest of the day. So I had to explain that and explain what happened. But other than that, I'm thankful to be okay. And that was my last accident. And since then, I've been a lot more careful and mindful of what I do. I actually have a pair of chaps too. I know y'all never see me wear them. I probably should wear them, especially with some of these ported saws we run, because been known to break chains before, so it's not good when a chain breaks. It can go flying and usually hit you in the leg, because which way is it spinning? Towards you. So it always ends up hitting you in the leg. Y'all can tell it's starting to get dark here. We're gonna slowly start to put the rest of the stuff up. I think all we got is gas and a towel. We're gonna put that up and lock up, and slowly start to head toward the house. I'll still chat with y'all. If y'all want to stay on here and chat for a little bit, I'm fine with that. Just want to get things put up before it gets totally dark. I haven't made any more progress since I told you, Kevin. I haven't been back up there. I need to talk to Brendan and see if he's started on the cylinder yet. Waiting on him to get it machined. I can't do any port work till he machines it, so I haven't even timed the cylinder yet. I gotta wait on him to machine it and then stick the cylinder on there and time it, see where the numbers land, and figure out which way we're going with it. But hopefully real soon, Kevin, you'll have your saw, buddy. I know you've been waiting patient. Appreciate you waiting patient. Maybe one of these days I'll have my own shop, my own lathe. I'll learn how to run it, and then I won't have this problem. But right now I don't have my own shop, don't have a lathe. Can't do a whole lot. I don't like to port saws without machine work. They run good, but they don't run like a saw with compression boost. I'm gonna run this gas and towel to the building, y'all. I'll be right back. What's the temp? It's probably in the 50s right now. I'm in a t-shirt, as you can see. It's probably in the 50s. It's getting kind of chilly. Probably in the low 50s, I'd say. I'm not sure. I got my phone right now, and I got y'all on here, so I can't check and see what it is. But I'm gonna say it's probably in the 50s. It typically, it's been typically getting down into the 30s at night here. 30s and 40s. We've had some 20 degree, and we've had some colder than that. See you, woodcutter. Take care, buddy. Let me run this gas and towel to the building. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. It's getting where y'all can barely see me. He's in Chicago, Kevin. Question, can I use a regular bolt and washer to use as a plug if I want to eliminate decomp butter? Or they make special ones? Dirt road, you can, but you gotta have the right threads and the right length. You don't want it to be too long, but they do make special decomp block off plugs, dirt road, and they're really, really cheap. Like, you can get them for like $1, $2 a piece, typically. So it's really not worth risking, because they're not just a bolt. They have crush washers on them too that help seal. So they're made to be torqued, and the crush washers crush, so that way you don't have no compression leaking out. I have some dirt road. I have a whole pack of them. I can send you one if you want me to. If you get with me and give me your, email me or something and give me your address, I can send you one. Or I can send you a link. I can send you a link to buy some if you want to. It's whatever you want to do. You're welcome. Yeah, it's definitely cold in Chicago. I like snow too, but I can't imagine what it's like. What it's like to live out west, where they get snow all the time, and they stay snowed in most of the year. Have a good night too, Screwdriver. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. I'll keep you updated. Thank you. Yeah, come on down, Dirt Road. Kevin, you live close and you ain't got no excuse. You're gonna have to come. You're gonna have to take a ride and come see us one day, Kevin. Run some saws, buddy. Thank you, Dirt Road. I usually always do that with, especially, well, I do that with really all saws. Any one I can get my finger to. Some saws you can't really get your finger to the cylinder, but I typically hold my finger on the cylinder till I can't hold it on there no more. It's a good thing to do, because creates a lot less wear when you let your saws warm up. You don't just go to cut, and that makes me cringe when I see people that just go cut, just like crank a saw up from cold and stick it in a log. That makes me cringe every time. I turn a lot of videos off when people do that. Yeah, buddy, you would. You're gonna have to get up early in the morning and jump in the car and come on and spend the day with us. If you want to crash here, we can probably find you a place to stay if you wanted to pop in and stay for a day. I should probably drive up there with you one day and come to work with you. I think that'd be fun. Get to run some saws. At least that way I'll get to cut some trees again. I kind of scratch my itch every once in a while. I like doing that. I like running saws and cutting trees. Yeah, you're right there, Road. At least 30 seconds. At least a good 30 seconds. I like to let if it's real cold, I like to let them run. You know, I'll let them run a minute or two, 3 minutes, something like that. Just really depends on how cold it is. And honestly, some of the big saws and stuff take a little longer to warm up. So sometimes they run a little bit longer. Oh yeah, I know, buddy. Just gotta make a plan and get it done. tailgate on this truck's actually got some weight to it. I got another truck. If y'all didn't notice, I don't know if y'all knew what kind of truck I had before, but I got another one. I might have to make a video on that one day, on the truck. I bought a 97 F250 dirt road. '97 F250. Sorry, y'all, it's dark. We in the house now. I'm gonna turn the lights on here in just a minute. It's getting dark on us outside, so figured we'd come inside. That way y'all can actually see me right now. There we go. Tripod will cooperate with us. There we go. Yeah, buddy. You got hold on. I got a steel weed eater and a Husqvarna weed eater that I have to be warmed up before they will run right, no matter how hot. Yeah, weed eaters typically take a while. A lot of times saws do too, but weed eaters and blowers especially, sometimes they won't rev up. They can be a little cold-natured, finicky. But I mean, that's a good thing, you know. Gives them time to warm up. Yeah, I'll do a truck video, dirt road. We'll do a cold start on the old 7.3 out there. 7.3 Power Stroke. It does pretty good in the cold. It's got the glow plugs work pretty good on that truck. So I'm real happy about that. It'd be a pain if it wasn't, if they didn't work. Yeah, I got a 7.3, Kevin. I bought one finally. I think I told you I've been looking for a truck. I finally found me one. It's 4-wheel drive. I had a 2011 Silverado. Yeah, 7.3s are great. I had a 2011 Silverado, and it was a great truck, nice truck, but it was 2-wheel drive and it just wasn't suitable. I wanted something 4-wheel drive, so as much as I hated to, I sold it, and it took me 2 months, 3 months, about 3 months probably. I was without a truck. I've been looking and looking and looking, and finally I didn't want to finance anything. I wanted to buy something. That way it was paid for, so I waited until I found the right one, and that 7.3 came along, and well, here we are. It's been well taken care of. I'm the third owner of it. It's a real clean truck. I'm real happy with it. It needs a few things like any old truck does, but it runs and drives pretty good. We could get some snow here anytime, you know. I live on a back road that don't get scraped much, and it's real frustrating when you're stuck at home for 3 or 4 days. Ford makes a good truck. They've made a good truck. I like their older trucks mostly, but they got some good newer trucks too. I like the 6.7 Power Stroke. They're just so gosh darn expensive. Man can't afford to buy one. And that old 7.3 out there will do everything I need and more. So I'm happy. And it's paid for. That's the main thing. Do got some fuel leaks on it I gotta get fixed. That's the main thing. That's why I haven't been driving it a whole lot. Fuel's too expensive to be dumping out on the ground. Fuel's a little too expensive to dump on the ground. But it's a typical 7.3 problem, especially when they've never had their rubber lines replaced. Yeah, they do dirt road. And not to mention the DEF system, having to deal with DEF and buying DEF and dealing with all that mess. Here in North Carolina, where I'm at, in the county that I live in, we have to do inspections on our vehicles, and a lot of stuff has to have a safety test and an emissions test. But that old 7.3, it's old enough to not have to have an emissions test, which is real nice. So I don't have to pay for expensive tag. It's still expensive, but it's cheaper. Expensive taxes, I should say. Helps out a little bit having an older one. And you can run alternative fuel if you want to. That's a beautiful thing about it. You can't run alternative fuel in the new ones. They won't do it. Injectors can't take it. But yeah, we'll make a video of the old truck one day. Might do that real soon. That's something we can do. Make a pretty interesting video. Maybe to some people that like 7.3s. Just have to inspect sticker. They check tires, brakes, light stuff. They get ready to do away with them also starting next year. Where are you at, Sam? We have some counties. The county that Bellhopper lives close to me, but he lives in a different county. And where he's at, all they do is safety. So they do stuff that too. Safety inspections. They check your horn, lights, and steering and all that stuff. But I live in a county, unfortunately, where we have to do emissions if it's new enough. So I have a 2009 Ford Fusion that I drive most of the time because it's cheaper on fuel and gas and stuff. Because I travel a lot, do a lot of driving. So driving a truck every day gets expensive. But I gotta have a truck for when I do work and stuff. Man's gotta have a truck. With diesel being almost $5 a gallon, it's kind of hard to afford to drive it every day anyway. Yeah, Kevin, it'd be good if you give me a stump grinder to pull behind it. I'll pull it. I'll go grind stumps. What projects am I working on, Ryan? Well, right now, I just finished up a couple customer saws. I finished up an old steel 020 AV, not the 020 the new modern 020, like the 200, an old 020, the old metal saw, top handle, it's actually a 020 AV. Finished it up for him. It'd been sitting for 20, 30 years, however long. It was his dad's saw. He's an older man, and he wanted to get it going in honor of his dad, and nobody would work on it for him. So I worked on it and got it going after all that time, and it gave us a fit, but we got it. It's running pretty solid. Worked on a MS MS 210 for him also. Needed a carb clean, needed a carburetor adjustment. Right now, currently, I'm starting to build on three 365, 372 chassis. One of them I just split down and put new bearings and seals in. It's going to get a cylinder and piston and a port job. And the other ones had to have, one of them had to have threads repaired. So y'all seen Bellhopper, if you've seen Bellhopper's video of that, we did some thread repairing on the cases of that saw. So it'll be ready to build. And then I got another one that's going to have to be split, and it's got a bad crank, bad rod bearing. So I'm going to have to split it and I'm going to put new bearings and seals in it as well as another crank. So hopefully real soon we'll have three 365, 372 chassis saws, and hopefully they'll all be ported and they'll all be homeless looking for new homes, hopefully. So that's what I'm currently working on. And I'm also in the midst of, I have another project tore down. I'm waiting on some machine work on it. I have Kevin J's MS 650 tore down, getting some port work. So I got several things going on. I got about 4 or 5 saws I'm working on currently, off and on. I do a little here, a little there whenever I get time. But I have tons and tons of projects. I've got some more MS 660s to build. I've got those 372s. I got some 242s, a 238 to work on. Got all kinds of stuff. Projects never end, just never enough time. Hey Tim, good to see you, buddy. How you been doing? It's been a while. Still got that 572? Cup smells like solid gas. Smells like two-stroke. Haha, that's a good smell. Now every time I drink water, I smell two-stroke. Everybody going quiet on me again. Hello, hello. Y'all sleeping on me? Is it time to call it quits? Anybody awake? What are you doing, Kevin? You sharpening saws tonight? How does porting affect M-Tronic or auto-tune carbs? Honestly, don't affect them at all, Dirt Road. They respond well to it. They respond real well to it. Typically, though, when you port one, those saws have a recalibration method. So typically after you port one, you just have to follow the recalibration methods and recalibrate your saw and you're good to go. It basically retunes itself. They respond well. I'm done ground chain for the night. Well, that's good, buddy. I might have to send that to. I don't get up to Brennan's a whole lot, so I might have to send that that square ground chain you sent me. Might have to send that to you pretty soon. Let you put it on your grinder. You have a 572, 562, 461, and 500. Wow, you've collected some more, haven't you? All right, buddy. That's stock square cuts, but it don't cut like a square ground chain that's been ground on or filed. That stock factory square ain't the best in my opinion. It cuts like I said, but it just don't have that pull. I think a lot of like steel RSC and X cut and stuff like that cuts faster than that stuff right out of the box. But once it's been ground on though, there's no replacement for that. I do love how smooth square is though. Square is so smooth. That's my favorite thing about it. That and it's good for falling. Yeah, Dirt Road, no problem, buddy. I don't mind answering questions if you ever got any. Still looking for a deck for a 48-inch John Deere L130. Where are you located, Sam? Yeah, definitely don't stand up to a square ground chain, Kevin. Or any ground chain. Sharpen my chains the old round file way, just like Bucking teaches us. Yeah, that's what I do, Dirt Road. I hand file all my stuff. I have X cut on all mine. X cut's good stuff, Tim. X cut's good stuff. I got some X cut on a few things, and I've got some brand new X cut chains waiting to go on stuff whenever I need them. I like X cut pretty well. I typically either buy X cut, Oregon EXL, or I buy steel RSC, the non-safety get it done rapid super chain. um, yeah, I want to learn how to square file. Well, Brandon's got 2 square grinders I can use anytime. He just lives an hour and 5 minutes away, and it's just I don't always get time to drive up there. That's the problem. But I have thought about learning how to square file. Probably do that eventually. Any idea where I can get a Dolmar 6100 piston? Ryan, I might have one. I'm not sure. I had a Dolmar 6100 here a while back, and I think the cylinder was messed up on it, but I can't remember if the piston was any good or not. I have to look and see. If not, my buddy Brendan probably has one or can probably point you in the right direction because he knows about a lot of that stuff. So if you want, I'll get you my email and you can email me and I can probably find you one. I can look at that one I have and see if it's any good or not. I can't remember. I know where it is. It's out in the building. It's dark right now. I can probably go out there and check tomorrow if you want me to. Say just get my email. Shoot me an email. I know you do, Kevin. They are pricey. I thought about buying one myself, and I may eventually just as a play toy. But honestly, I don't cut every day like you do. I don't do it for a living anymore. So buying one for me is kind of other than just playing. They are pricey for just playing around. It's good if for a man like you that depends on his saws for a living. I'm Southern West Virginia. I'm the guy that has a 250R 4-wheeler Honda that used to talk to you quite a bit. Oh yeah. I remember that, Sam. I remember that. Sorry, it's been a little while, buddy. I've had a lot go on since then. I stay pretty busy, so sometimes I just need a little refresher. But I remember that. We used to talk all the time, and you used to send me pictures of a lot of stuff you had. I love a 250R. I've always wanted to ride one. I've never gotten the opportunity to ride one. Buddy Jeff's got one, but he won't ever. He's got it stored somewhere, and he won't ever go get it and let me ride it. I haven't been on YouTube much either, though, Sam. I've been busy. It's probably been about a year for me since I really have made steady content. Anybody has a 48-inch John Deere deck for Sam anywhere near West Virginia? Bellhopper might have one or can find one, though, Sam. If you ever came down this way, Bellhopper could probably find you one. Because him and his dad work on mowers. Yet to find a video on why square ground chains are faster than round. Any advice? What makes square ground faster? Square ground is faster because of the angles. Dirt road. It's got much better angle and profile than standard round chain. It allows it to grab the wood and cut through the wood faster. It's got a lot to do with the angles. And the profile of the tooth. It's more efficient at cutting wood, I should say. That's probably the best way to put it. If you pull up a picture of square ground chain and really study it the way that it looks, you'll kind of understand more of what I'm talking about. Because really, the cutter on the tooth, you got your top plate and you got your side plate, and most people think the top plate does all your cutting. It's the side of the tooth that does the cut, and the top plate just pulls the chip away. So if you look at the side of the square ground chain, it's got a pretty gnarly looking angle, and it's really they get it really, really sharp with the way that the grinders are set up and the way that you file them. It gets that part right there gets really, really sharp. A lot sharper than a round file. Yeah, round can be fast too. Dirt road, mine's pretty fast too. Square is just a little bit faster. It's anywhere from 10 to 15% faster on a given time. Yeah, Kevin's right. The angles make a big difference. And running square versus round, you can tell a big difference. Square is a lot smoother. Yeah, you do, Sam. Come on down, visit us. Hang out with us for a day or a couple. Yeah, we do, Tim. We do. Bring it down. I don't think you got anything for me, but bring it down. We'll run it. You can make a round very good. You really can. I do pretty well with mine. I'm pretty happy with mine. I get mine to cut, fast as I want them to cut. I do like a square chain. The only thing about a square chain is they just don't last as long. Run all steel for my production steel chains on my old saw collection, Pioneer saws. Wonder if anyone has a connection looking for a P51, P52. Thanks. Keep it cutting. That's awesome, Mark. I do know where a very, very nice P51 is. Bellhopper's got it. I can get you in contact with him if you're interested in it. Bellhopper's got a really, really nice P51 that he would probably let go of. Oh yeah. Hey, Dirt Road, you should get with Kevin and send Kevin a chain and see if he'll file it for you. Kevin might file you a chain and let you file you a square ground chain and let you try one out, because Kevin's got a square grinder. He's got a Symington square grinder. If you send him a chain down or something like that, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to file you one and let you, or grind you one and let you give it a shot. That way you can get the feel for a real good square ground chain, not a factory one like I was talking about earlier. The fact, if you buy one from Steel or Oregon, they're not the best. Kevin's the man. He's gotten pretty good with his square grinder. He's got quite a bit of time on it now. He just said he wouldn't mind doing it for you. Sorry, y'all. I had to sit down. My feet were starting to hurt. Couple of P51 Pioneers up my way back last summer for sale. Don't know if they ever end up sold or not. Just don't know if the guy either or heard about them. Well, Sam, if you get the opportunity, find out about them. Let us know. I might be interested in them myself because I know a lot of guys like them. I like them too. I like running them. I like a Pioneer. They're strong, real strong saws. Yeah, you can get your number, Kevin. Ain't nothing illegal about it. Just, I typically don't because I don't want everybody to have my number and be calling me and texting me all the time because I don't have time to talk to everybody all the time. That's why I typically give my email. And then if I give my phone number, I do it through that. But if you want to put your number up there, I don't care. It's fine with me. Yeah, I'd like to, Tim. I'd like to run it. We'll see how it does. When are you going to come back down, Tim? You going to come back to Bellhoppers? I don't know. I can go over there. I might go over there sometime this week or weekend. I was just there yesterday and the day before. And wait, I got a 390 XP that's supposed to be showing up at his house. Whenever it shows up, I'll probably go back over there. I need to get a hold of him because it was supposed to be there today, but I hadn't heard from him today, so I don't know whether it came or not. So probably the next day or two I can pop up over there. Really want that 390 to come. If I can ever remember to let you know on a Pioneer saw, when I see them for sale, I'll definitely let you know. Yeah, they are. They really are, Sam. Well, if you can try to, I'd appreciate it, buddy. Any saws you find, really, you find any Steels or Huskies, let me know. I'd be more than glad to buy them or trade or whatever you want to do. We'll work something out if you find some. Might even drive up there and get them if you got enough of them. I don't like to drive a long way unless it's a good mini saws because it makes it more worth my time and gas and fuel to drive that far. I think I always wondered about square ground while watching Buckins grind. The teeth are not the same length. What if the teeth are not the same length? It doesn't matter what size the tooth is, Dirt Road, on either square or round. The main thing is just that your angles are consistent, so you don't get a lot of chatter. You want your angles to be all the same angle, so like 25 degrees typically. 30, some people do 30, 35, but 25 is what I typically do. The thing that matters the most is your rakers, like Kevin said. That's what determines how much wood each tooth takes. So you can have one tooth completely filed down to like almost nothing, and one tooth that's like brand new, and as long as your rakers are adjusted for each tooth, it'll still cut straight and cut just fine. Hopefully that makes sense. Appreciate that, Sam. I know you come across a lot of stuff, buddy, so if you ever get anything, let me know. I think you got me on Facebook, don't you, Sam? Oh, okay, buddy. I used to dabble in lawnmowers and stuff myself. I used to work on them and fix them and sell them and trade and all kinds of stuff. But I kind of got away from it because it takes up a lot of space, takes up a lot of time. I prefer to stick with the saws. They're a little smaller and a little easier to store. Have you really, Tim? That's crazy, buddy. That's awesome. Probably won't even recognize you then. I need to lose a little bit myself. I need to go back to the gym. Hopefully do that soon. Starting to get my life on track here, slowly but surely. It's just taking time. I used to go to the gym a lot. Used to work out. Kind of lost some of my muscle mass though because I haven't worked out. I used to be bigger than I am. Two round grinders as well. They don't compare to the square. Yeah, I've got a real nice round grinder myself. I don't have power to my building, and it's kind of buried in there right now. It's hard to get to, so I hate having to drag it out. Yeah, that's fun to do. Oh wow, Tim, you really did the keto diet, did it? I guess it worked out good for you. I'm glad. I might have to give that a shot myself. Put it in the living room, he says. That's what everybody tells me. Put it in the living room. Put them in the bedroom. Put them in a spare bedroom. I don't know how many times that's crossed my mind, Kevin. It's crossed my mind a lot. Wow, that's a lot, Tim. That's great. I hear you, Kevin. I've worked on saws in here. I've had them on the kitchen table before, and I've worked on them on the coffee table plenty of times. I usually just lay a blanket down, especially when it's cold outside or it's nasty and I'm stuck here. And I don't want to go anywhere, I don't feel like going anywhere, or can't go nowhere, and I have spare time. I sit here and I work on saws. I've done that before. I've built I've built several saws in this house, inside the house. I built a 2100 CD in here. My first 2100 actually. I built it in this house. I hear you, Sam. That's about how Jeremy is. Jeremy's got stuff like that. He's got stuff everywhere. Out in the yard, in the building and all. Nobody ever gets to see that stuff, but you got it. He's got it. You get Hopper on some diet a little. Yeah, I know, Dirt Road. I wish you would too, but I know it'd help him on movements and stuff, but he likes to eat certain things and he won't he likes what he likes. It's hard to get him to eat anything else. You can do that too. Good times. I can be, Tim. I can go down there Friday. Tomorrow or Friday. I need to, like I say, I need to reach out to him, see if he's got my 390. I bought a 390 off of a fellow that Bellhopper knows, and he's been supposed to be bringing it down to me. He lives in Virginia. He was gonna ship it, but for whatever reason he didn't. Oh, I don't know, Tim. I usually show up over there in the mornings, 10, 11 o'clock, something like that. And I usually hang out there all day. I'm usually there all day till dark or after. Sometimes I stay till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes I'll leave at 8 or 9. It just depends. But I'm usually there till dark at least. I like to go there and hang out with him. See. I think you got Facebook, don't you, Tim? I think we're friends on Facebook, aren't we? I believe so. it'd probably be easier for you to find me. So after we get off here in a little while, you want to shoot me a message. That way I got you on there, and just let me know whatever time you want to come on down there, and we'll make it work. I'll let Bellhopper know, or you can let him know, either or. He's got some cool saws you might want to check out too. Bellhopper's built a lot of stuff since you've been over last. He's got a lot of cool saws. But I might go out and run some power saws if it ain't raining. Uh, 11 probably. I'll say 11. Just give Bellhopper more time to get up and get motivated and stuff. I don't like to get over too early because Bellhopper kind of gets up whenever he gets up. So I'll say 11. Good dinner. Let's go find dinner, Andrea. All right, buddy. Thanks for tuning in, Kevin. I'll holler at you later, buddy. Enjoy your dinner. I gotta eat me some dinner myself. Bring whatever you want to bring, Tim. I don't care. Bring them all if you want to. Whatever you want to bring, buddy. It don't matter. Bellhopper's got a 462 also. I got one and he's got one. So if I don't have mine, he'll have his. Sounds good, buddy. Enjoy your dinner. I gotta get me something to eat here soon too. I'm getting hungry. Got some leftovers in there. Last my leftovers, I'm gonna eat. Then tomorrow I'll have to make something else. Need to get gold prospect and planning kit and hit those streams down there in Carolina. Guy from up here that goes down that way and cleans up pretty good. That's good, Sam. I've thought about that, buddy. I have. Got an old buddy up the road here, older man. He's got one of them kits. He got it for Christmas one year, and he's yet to try it out. But we got plenty of creeks and streams around here. I ought to get me one myself and do that. It's something I've always wanted to do. Again, one of those things I just haven't made time to do, buddy. I think it'd be real cool to do. Met a fellow at a gas station a few months back that did that kind of stuff. He had the back of his truck slammed full of stuff. He had a little mini dredge set up in the back of his truck, a little pump set up and stuff like that. A little small stuff. I think it was in the back of an S10 or Ford Ranger or something. I mean, it was a real small setup, but still cool nonetheless. And he had some pans and buckets and things that he would use. He was pretty heavy into it. I think he was retired and it was kind of his hobby. Creek streams here is so much private land. People don't want to give you. Yeah, there's a lot of private land here too, Sam. It's hard, but I do have access to a few creeks I could get on to, but there ain't as many as there used to. People are a lot more picky about getting on their land than they used to be. I used to have 339 acres, not mine, but there's 339 acres of land right here where I live, and
I used to ride four-wheelers and stuff on it, and dirt bikes when I had dirt bikes and things like that. Used to ride on that all the time. Had been doing it since I was a kid, on up into adulthood, and they finally started cracking down on it, and they've really pushed hard and have pretty much put a stop to it. Because they threaten to prosecute people for being on the property anymore. But it used to not be a big deal though. Everybody used to deer hunt on it and ride on it and everything. I mean, it was a beautiful piece of property with creeks and hill climbs and wooded areas and fields with jumps and about everything you can imagine in a riding scenario, and deer hunting too. I mean, it was a beautiful piece of property to deer hunt on. A lot of field full of deer, but landowners don't want nobody on it no more. Definitely want to get into stuff. Got plenty of access to creeks though. It's better to have someone going with you when you're doing that. Yeah, it is. It sure is. I'm sure I could probably talk somebody into going with me. I got some buddies and stuff that'd probably be interested in doing it. Bellhopper probably would too if he could drive his buggy to it. But he ain't gonna walk nowhere, that's for sure. Bellhopper's got a creek by his house. We used to drive down to. It'd probably be a good one for that. But getting down to it's a little difficult. Bellhopper probably wouldn't want to mess with it. Getting down to it, because it would require some limberness. Yeah, I understand that. I'd like to have something else to ride myself. I'd like to have a four-wheeler, even a side-by-side myself, but right now, just ain't in the budget, and if I had one, I'd have to take it somewhere to ride it. Unless I just wanted to ride it around my little yard, and that ain't no fun. So, growing up riding right at home, being able to just pull it out of your building and take off and go ride as long as you wanted to, not have to pay nothing, not have to go nowhere. You know, now having to load it up and drive somewhere to go ride it, it just kind of, I don't know, it kind of messes it up, especially when you ain't got nobody to go ride with. It makes it difficult to wanna go, for sure. But both Brendan and Bellhopper have side by side, so if I bought one of those, I could probably talk them into going. Yeah, I prefer an ATV myself, Sam. I really do. I grew up on ATVs, but I got several in mind I wouldn't mind having. And maybe one day I'll have them. Maybe one day I'll have all of it. But just for right now, I'm holding back, trying real hard, because I look on the internet all the time at four wheelers and stuff, all the time, and I get so tempted to go look at one. But I know if I go look at one, I'm gonna buy it, and I don't want to go look at one unless I'm serious about buying one. I just bought a truck, so I need to kind of hold off. At least till I start working and stuff again. Yep, that's the truth there, Road. Little by little. I've gotten a lot of the things I've wanted in life. thus far. Just little by little. I get them one at a time. I play with it for a while, and then I get me something else. I play with it for a while, and I get me something else. Sometimes I get rid of stuff. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just keep it and hoard it away. Yes, sir. That's the truth. Health is number one. Gotta keep your health up, or none of it matters. I need to eat right again. Get back to eating right. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. It's hit or miss. It's tough to eat right. Gold pan a little now, but I can enjoy my single. Yeah, I hear you, Sam. Yeah, I know Dirt Road. I get told that all the time. I, I'm young, and I know I am. I realize it. I still got time, but I do feel things. I do have pain, aches and pains, but I've worked hard, and I still work hard, and I've always done a lot of manual labor stuff, a lot of labor intensive stuff, and that tends to be pretty hard on the body. So I'm trying to get to a point where maybe I won't have to do that forever, so that way I'm not wore out by the time I'm 50 or 60. Yeah, I know. I got a lot of some buddies like that, bellhoppers like that, and I hear about it a lot. But I don't. I'm trying my best not to be that way. It's hard. It really is. Unless you got a desk job and you don't get out and do nothing. You go to the gym and exercise, and you got a desk job. It's hard. It's hard not to be that way. But it's kind of in my blood. It's who I am as a person. Yeah, that's true, Dirt Road. I try to do that too. I try to work smarter, not harder. I say that all the time when I'm doing things with people. I'm like, let's slow down, let's work smarter, not harder, and try to figure out a better way to do this so we ain't got to work so hard. Everybody looks at me funny when I say that. They're just like, oh, I just want to get it done, but I don't like to do it that way. I like to work smart. I was right about that. Once I hit 42 and after, that's when I started really feeling parts. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure, Sam. I'll get there one day. I just can't. I ain't looking forward to it, but I know it'll come eventually. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's for sure, Dirt Road. That's for sure. I try to do that now, like I said. I mean, I do a pretty good job at it. I'm not gonna lie, I do. If there's something to be some heavy lifting or something to be done, and there's a machine around, some kind of tractor or something, I'm like, hey, let's use that tractor. Hey, let's try to incorporate that machine into what we're doing. Let's move this with that machine so we're not straining ourselves to move this. Let's pick it up with that. Let's find a way. We don't have to hurt ourselves to do something. Do anything I want. Yeah, I can imagine, Sam. I've met some diabetics. I know that can be tough, but I'm glad you're still getting around. I'm glad you're still able to do what you want to. And happy early birthday. I'll be turning 24 next month. My birthday's in February also. I'll turn 24. I prefer physical work over. Yeah, I do too, dirt road. I like getting my hands dirty, and I like getting out and running saws, and occasionally I don't mind splitting wood, but mostly like running saws. I like working on things occasionally, especially saws. I'll work on a vehicle occasionally if it needs to. I work on my own stuff a lot. Try to save money where I can, not having to take it somewhere. I typically try to do 80 to 90% of the repairs myself. Try to figure things out. What should it be? 35. Oh wow, dirt road or Sam. Mine's on the 22nd. Oh yeah, my birthday's the 22nd. Yeah, it is. Dirt road. It goes by for me fast sometimes too. When I'm working and stuff, I typically don't take time off. I'm kind of a workaholic in that aspect. I don't take a lot of time off. I don't typically take vacations like I should. I probably should, but I'll work a whole year and not take a day off, and before I know it, a year of my life's passed by, and then I stop and realize all the things that I've missed out on because I was working. And I know it's only going to continue. Especially if I become a lineman or a truck driver or something like that. I'll be gone a lot, I'm sure. Outages and stuff as a lineman and truck driver, well, that's your life if you drive long haul. Unless you drive local, driving a dump truck or box truck or something like that. Yeah, it's good. It's good for making money, but not good for anything else. It's not good for it's really not good for the mental health. It's not good for the body or anything. You gotta take time and rest and enjoy life some, enjoy your family and things like that, because you only get so much time with them and so much time on earth. Gotta enjoy it while we're here. But I try to do everything I can to enjoy life, no matter what I'm doing. I was thinking about things you should have done, or this is we're gonna go through it. Yep, that's exactly right, Sam. That's exactly right. No matter what age you are, it just happens. Just tends to affect you more the older you get. I know that for a fact. Like I say, I'm only 23. I'll be 24, but there's a lot of things I think of, like that. I can always make more money, but I can't. Yeah, that's true. That's true, dirt road. My thinking is I'm still young, so if I can get in and make it while I'm young, maybe I can retire at a decent age and not have to work forever. That's what I'm hoping. I don't want to be one of those guys that's working in his 70s. I'd like to be retired. But the world and economy is making that harder and harder and harder every year. Or every day, I should say. It gets harder and harder and harder. Retirement age gets bumped up. Retirement age gets bumped up and people are working longer and longer. Especially when they don't plan their life and don't plan their finances very well. Don't save money. Gotta save money when you can. Well, y'all, it's after 7. Here, at least. So I guess I'm gonna hop off here and grab some dinner.
I have dirt road. I'm gonna try, Sam. I'm gonna try to start putting out more videos and start doing more lives. I'm hoping to, especially once I get straightened out, get a job, and get situated. Hopefully I'll be able to start focusing on this a little more. I'm really wanting to do that. I'll tell him, Tim. I'll let him know. That'd be my ultimate dream, Sam, is to be a full-time YouTuber. But I know that's a big dream, and it takes a lot of time and effort to make it that, to get to a point where you can do something like that. For now, I gotta work. Steady job, good benefits, yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. I thought about that too, Sam, Dirt Road. If some of these applications I've been putting out don't pan out, I might look into that and consider it. And I may, one of these days, even if I do get a job and I get to where I don't like it and want a slower paced job, I might tone it back and maybe get me a job like that. I've thought about it because I know they can retire in 20 to 25 years. So that would be awesome. I appreciate that, Dirt Road. I really do. I really do, buddy. You don't know how much that means to me. I've never heard of that, Sam. I might have to check that out, buddy. I've never looked into that. I may have to make me an account on there as well. We'll see. YouTube has been good, but there's times where it could be better, like anything else. So hopefully, I'll check that out and see what it's about. I do appreciate that, though. I really do. Oh wow, that's awesome, Sam. That's really awesome. All right, Dirt Road, I'll do it, buddy. I appreciate it. Get you some rest too, buddy. All right, y'all. I'm gonna cut off. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll try to do it again real soon. Maybe might try to do one. Might try to do one this coming week. Might do one this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. Try to do another one though real soon. I'll do it. I'll do it, Sam. All right, y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a good night. Over and out.